As you know, the Super Brittle is an incredibly strong tower when paired with Silas, but what if we take it up a notch and play it on Geared, where Silas and the Super Brittle will have a pretty short range, and half the time this will happen. So yeah, this will be a little bit tricky, but I have a way that I think I can get this to work, so let's get right into it. I'm going to be doing pretty much Silas with a Super Monkey Fan Club, the Super Brittle, a Chinook, and a Spike Storm, and that will pretty much be the core of the strategy, really all you're going to need. I'll be able to kind of have two clumps, so two villages, and I'll be just playing in two different positions. The only thing to really worry about is that they're in a good position for round 100, because they can't be at an end. I'll need the maximum round 100 damage, but other than that, I can just have everything in two clumps, Chinook over the Super Monkey Fan Club, and then the Super Brittle, Silas can just stay in the same spot because Silas will actually be able to hit where the Ice Monkey is, and that should really be good. Everything should be pretty chill, a little bit easier than you might have expected, so I'm just going to play this early game out pretty much the same way as I always do it, getting this heli on round 18, I'll grab the hero next, and then I'll go into a downdraft. I just always do this, it's always super easy. You get the early downdraft or shove, whichever you need. You typically will want to have one of them, and then we'll be able to move on. I get this other dart just to help out for these early game rounds because I'll need to turn that into a Super Monkey Fan Club later, and everything should be good. So the mid game honestly was kind of tricky in some ways. I didn't really have anything of damage to save up. I needed to really get the Chinook as soon as possible so I can start Chinooking around Ice Monkeys, or else they're just going to be in the same spot the entire time. And the Chinook also has improved blowback, so it's not like I could just get the Ice Monkeys and then the Chinook. I'll be needing the power of that at least. So we get that first, and then I'll go for one Cryo and one Embrittlement, and these guys will just move. It's kind of hard to keep up with the Chinooking in the mid game because these rounds are very, very short, but in the late game everything should be a little bit easier because the rounds are much longer. You can do like 2 or 3 things per round, but here everything just moves by so fast and it's just a lot to deal with. I don't know why I moved Silas there for some reason. I guess I just did. Silas will be able to attack in the range of other Ice Monkeys, so we're all good on that. And I try to move them up as close as possible so they don't have to be Chinooked again for as long as possible. In general, everything was just really, really scuffed. Not so much that I was kind of playing it bad. This is really the most optimal way to do it, but it's just because you're doing this mid game with literally no damage. I'm not going to have any significant damage until I get Super Brittle all the way up later on. I actually get the Super Monkey Fan Club because I have to wait for the Silas levels in order to be able to buy the Super Brittle for the discounted price, which is like 1/3 cost, something crazy. It's a lot cheaper, which is really, really good. So we'll just have that getting up, and then once we have that, we'll be able to just destroy everything. But in the meantime, I can build both of these primary mentorings. We'll do 9 darts on each side, so when I Chinook the Super Monkey Fan Club over, it will do all 9, but for the meantime, I just kind of have 10 total, and I'm not really worrying about moving the Super Monkey Fan Club. I don't necessarily need all that damage. The Silas and Chinook will do a lot more than you expect, especially when the Chinook can blow back everything, so that's working out really, really well, and then the rest of the mid game just moves by. Finally moving along, everything is in motion and I'm gaining a bunch of cash spare. I feel like this setup honestly is a little bit overkill and some things could be cut. I didn't really buy any extra upgrades on the darts, they're all free with the primary mentoring, but if there's something that I think I could cut, it's probably I could get rid of one of the primary mentoring upgrades and then just not buy darts cross path on one of the sides at least. I would want the other one so I get like free upgrades on other stuff, but that's something maybe to consider, or possibly both, I guess would save money. But the Super Brittle is absolutely destroying everything. We use that Super Monkey Fan Club that will take care of the ZOMGs, and then the one thing I just need to be careful about is Chinooking. I need to make sure everything is Chinooked in the right place at the right time, and I have my Chinooks up for the next round if I need to Chinook things too. But if everything is in motion, it should be pretty good, and I will be able to beat this without spending a single more penny, which would be over 80,000 cash spare. Now when I'm talking kind of like that, you'll know that I will mess something up, and spoiler alert, I do mess something up on round 97 actually, so you'll see that come into play. But every other round ran smooth. It's really funny seeing the back of the Super Brittle. He's just like kind of facing away from the balloons sometimes. Not here on round 95, he's staring those DDTs directly down in the eyes, but like here for example on round 97. But on 96, as you can see, we're kind of looking directly at his back. Kind of strange, weird to see the ice monkey like that. So Wait, now I just like this is an epiphany. I was saying that like we were seeing the ice monkey face away, but normally the super brittle's always facing away from the balloons, and only now he's actually facing the balloons because his back is to us and he's looking at the balloons. That's super weird. So this entire time super brittle's just going crazy, not looking at anything. If it's under the track, if it's over the track, I guess it's the opposite, but we can officially see his back now. So basically 97, I messed up the Chinooking here. This last BFB died way too early, and I for some reason didn't exit out, which forces me to buy a Moab glue. Very, very sad. If I didn't buy the Moab glue, I wouldn't have the super brittle Chinooked over in time. The ZMGs would already be away and everything would just die, or well, everything would just like leak out, whatnot. But with the Moab glue, it slows down enough that I can get the super brittle back. If I had Chinook ASAP on the round, I definitely could have beat that without the Moab glue, so that's a little bit unfortunate. I was forced to buy that just for that one round, but everything else is smooth. It doesn't really affect the round 100 because the Moab glue won't be able to pop this bad at all or slow any of like the insides down. So we'll just grab that. And then lastly, I can Chinook super brittle back down here again and clean up everything else. And I win with 77,000 cash bear. It would be just over 80,000 cash bear, which would be really nice if I did not mess up that round 97. It was just a very, very small little mistake, which is kind of unfortunate. But that's a really, really good game, and it was fun to see this in action.
Thanks for watching. If you want to help out the channel, you can check out these new videos, like and subscribe for more content, support the channel by becoming a member, and joining the Discord to chat with the community. Bye!